Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
If you're waiting for someone to come home tonight, might want to keep dinner warming in the oven. A live look at the conditions. This is I-94 near Belleville. The drive has been slow and treacherous, and the only safe way to go right now is slowly.
Yeah, and more live pictures of the roads from I-696 near I-275. Coming up, the hidden hazard on these roads. We'll have it later tonight. That could spell even more trouble for drivers.
Absolute mess on Exact Track 4D radar. There will be big changes over the next few hours. The 4-1 weather team all over it for us tonight as we come to you with Local 4 News at 6. Glad you're with us on this snowy Friday night. I'm Devin Skillion.
And I'm Damon Fernandez in for Kimberly Gill. 4-1 meteorologist Kim Adams is busy tracking this ever-changing storm system, and so far it's all playing out just like you forecasted, Kim.
Well, in this case, I almost wish it was wrong because it's just a mess out there on the roads tonight. We knew it would be for the evening commute, but it's slow going as there's just a thick layer of wet, heavy snow on the ground right now, and it's not going anywhere for the next at least 2 hours. So here's the timeline. Between now and 9 o'clock, heavy snow, 3 to 5 inches. Many communities already have 3 inches on the ground. Brief period of rain between 9 and midnight. That window has closed just a little bit, so we'll see more snow out of this. We've bumped our totals up by about an inch here and there. And then more problems ahead for tomorrow with more snow, wind, and dropping temperatures. So here's where we are right now, watching very closely the Ohio border. I just noticed a changeover. This is new from snow to rain in Bowling Green. Still snowing in Perrysburg and Toledo, but you go a little south of that by about 20-30 miles, it's now changed over. So that's what's going to happen here after about 8 o'clock tonight, and then for 3 hours it will be all rain before changing to snow. One piece of good news is that temperatures are starting to rise. We've already seen Pontiac go from 32 to 33 in the last 15 minutes. Temps will continue to rise tonight, so we're not as concerned about ice as we are a lot of slush. South Lyon just had a report of 4 inches there. White Lake 3.2, 3.1 in Ann Arbor. Northville has 3 inches, 2.5 in Troy, 2.4 in Farmington, falling at a rate now of about a ½ inch to an inch an hour in some spots. Now, even though we have weather sites all over town, it's really helpful for viewers. If you want to go out and measure, we would love to hear from you. Here's the best way to measure this snow, because there is a way to do it. You do it away from buildings and trees, avoid tables. So don't go out on your patio table and do it. Grass and slopes. So you want to, average out multiple spots. So you can take it on the table, grass and slopes, but you've got to average it out with other places. So love to hear from you tonight. The entire area, again, is under a winter weather advisory until 7 o'clock tomorrow. So once we get the rain tonight, we are far from done. There's more ahead that I'll tell you about for tomorrow.
All right, Kim, and as our coverage continues, the banner that we're adding at the bottom of the screen will show you the updated radar along with expected snow totals in different cities and also when this changeover to rain is likely to happen.
Yeah, meantime, the winter weather is making things very difficult on the roads as many people head home from work. Let's head out to Priya Mann. She's live right now along I-94. And Priya, how are things looking out there?
Well, conditions are deteriorating out here, Demond and Devin. Just take a look. We're on I-94 eastbound, approaching Romulus, and it is a slow go out here. We're doing about 31 miles an hour right now. Visibility is reduced in some spots. A lot of drivers are just taking it slow, but when you look at the ground, you can see how the snow is starting to accumulate, which means changing lanes is very difficult. It's also challenging to even see the lane markings themselves, so you want to give yourself some extra time. And of course, this commute, we knew that it was going to be a challenging one, but as the sun has set, it's just a little bit trickier out here. So again, just give yourself some time. That snow is coming down in a pretty solid clip here. And again, just give yourself some extra time. Reporting in Romulus, I'm Priya Mann. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Priya, we have learned many schools are canceling their evening sessions due to these messy conditions.
Yeah, let's get over to Jacqueline Francis in Oakland County, who's also out braving the roads. Jacqueline, is it just as bad where you are right now?
It's bad and it's confusing. Right now we're trying to get onto 275 South in Farmington Hills, but we're thinking, just looking ahead here, we see some blinking lights. It looks like it might be closed, which would force us to get onto M5 North. So again, we're basically a parking lot trying to get up to that fork, and then we're gonna have to figure out, our plan was to get onto 275 South, but we don't know if that's gonna be an option. We see what looks to be a state trooper up where that fork would be. So we're just inching closer and closer. It is much worse out here than it was an hour ago when we last checked in with you guys. Speeds are much slower. The snow is thick and wet and heavy. You can feel that on the road. Difficult to change lanes. And again, we are getting into territory where it looks like this might be closed, and then you have to detour, which I'm sure a lot of cars on their way home are not looking forward to. So we're gonna have to keep driving and keep you guys posted. But again, conditions out here are definitely not getting better. They are getting worse as the evening goes on. We're reporting live in Farmington Hills. Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Yeah, we appreciate that update. You guys continue to drive safely out there. Thanks, Jacqueline. Well, we'll be also keeping an eye on power outages tonight if they should start affecting residents here across southeastern Michigan.
It's been a big worry. Kim has been telling us the winds are coming. DTE and Consumers Energy said they have plenty of workers ready to dive into restoration efforts. Consumers says 400 contract crews from as far away as Colorado are ready to respond to any problems. DTE says it has 1,100 linemen ready to help with power restoration as needed. Also warns everyone to stay at least 25 feet away or the length of a school bus from any downed power lines that you see. And if you use a portable generator, make sure it stays operating outside. It should be away from doors and windows because it emits carbon monoxide. DTE says it understands that losing power, of course, is challenging.
The cleanup of fallen branches and trees can wait. And remember that down wires can be hidden in debris. Keep children and pets indoors until our crews can address all down power lines or anything that you think could be a down power line. Report down wires by visiting outage.dtenergy.com or by calling 911.
Live look at Detroit Metro Airport, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yes, of course, the weather could have a big impact on flights.
Yeah, last check, FlightAware reports several canceled and delayed flights. Remember, it's best to check and see if your flight is still on schedule before leaving home. Yeah. Take a look at that picture.
Just don't, I don't want to be in that.
Not at all. Well, this type of weather is what plow truck drivers have been waiting on.
We had such a mild start to the winter, of course. Some of the small businesses that depend on snowfall have taken quite a hit. Megan Woods live from Wayne County with how today is going for those drivers. Megan.
Hey, Devin. So we are on 96 right now, heading towards the Detroit area. And the good news is it is obvious that these salt trucks, plow trucks, have come through because it's a lot clearer and smoother. But people are taking their time, which is a good thing. People are taking it slow and making sure that they're safe. And this is a stark contrast from what we've been seeing the last several weeks. And like you mentioned, this is what those plow truck drivers who are taking care of neighborhoods and maybe a parking lots have been waiting for. They say this is a dream come true.
I got shovels, rock salt, we got snow blowers, we got everything. We be ready to go.
Snow plowing is in Lamar Killian's blood. He works for his family's business, Creative Landscaping.
We haven't really basically made no money all this winter.
So weather like this helps put food on the table.
It means everything, actually, because this is the only time, we could even really make any kind of money, if it's not a tree job. So yeah, we've been depending on this winter, and luckily I'm glad it's here. I hope it's here to stay.
Logan Stubbings plows for Hilltop Property Services, and he's been anticipating the shift from rain to snow.
We love it. We got a lot of salt sitting on the dock that's ready to come to the shop, and we're happy to use it.
They'll be using plenty of it this weekend as we all get back into the swing of a true Michigan winter.
This late in the season, usually we have multiple events and everybody's kind of calmed down, and it's just day to day. It's going to snow or be nasty, but we've got probably 3 times as much traffic in this parking lot as normal because of Kroger's.
But don't underestimate where you've seen those assault trucks, plow trucks have cleared, because we're seeing that it is a little slick under those bridges and, those on and off ramps. We're seeing those trucks working, but remember, it does take time for them to get through their route more than once and to clear where you're looking for them to clear. So really just take your time and just be patient with those drivers. As right now, live in Wayne County, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
That is so right. All right, Megan, you are going to want to keep your eye on the Forewarn Weather app as this weather moves through. You can download it for free in all the app stores. Just search WDIV.
And we are all in on the Lions, and the countdown is on until kickoff.
Detroit police preparing for the Lions' first ever playoff game at Ford Field coming up Sunday night. Chief James White says the city has its normal traffic and crime plans in place. Remember, no weapons are allowed in Ford Field. There are metal detectors at the stadium, no open alcohol as you walk around downtown. The chief recommends leaving early for the game because of more dicey weather. And also, he points out, you should pay very close attention to where you park. Meantime, ahead of the big game, Kelly Stafford, the wife of Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, talking about their return to the Motor City and this big game.
Yeah, Kelly and Matthew spent more than a decade in Detroit, and while they now call L.A. home, they're still very much invested in our city, but fully aware this weekend they're the visitors.
Hank Winchester live tonight. Hank, it seems to be an emotional homecoming for Kelly Stafford.
Yeah, Devin, it certainly is. I mean, listen, all of us Lions fans, we are certainly fired up. We're emotional, excited about what's going to go on this weekend. But for Kelly and Matthew coming back here to Detroit, playing this big game, as you can imagine, they're feeling a lot of different things right now. Kelly and Matthew Stafford love Detroit, the city, the people. But right now, L.A. is home. And right now, they represent the Rams. This return to Detroit, a very different visit, one Kelly knows will be tough on many levels.
Walking in there, the support that city gave us on some of the hardest times of our lives will be my immediate feel. I won't ever forget walking into that stadium for the first time with my two little daughters in my hands and coming in that tunnel.
The Staffords left Detroit for football, but they've kept a big piece of their hearts here in the Motor City. Before leaving, they teamed up with Mitch Albom, donating more than $1 million and doing work to expand the Detroit Say Center, a community project that will help hundreds of kids in the inner city.
I think there's going to be like an overwhelming feeling of just like gratitude, and it's going to suck because I'm not there to support that team that day.
Right.
And that's not going to be easy.
But this time, as both Matthew and Kelly enter Ford Field on Sunday, they're no longer on home turf. They're the visiting team. She's the wife of the opponent's QB. Yes, it will be different, but both know no matter what, this will be a special moment.
You know, that our first game back in Detroit would be a playoff game. You know, you win or you're out. And so I'm really trying to be like, this is like a once in a lifetime feeling. So like, enjoy it.
Enjoy the ride. I mean, Kelly and Matthew get it. I mean, they love this city. They love the people here, but they understand that come this Sunday, this is a football game. Lions fans want to win this one. So although Matthew Stafford left here on great terms, obviously our team, the Lions, they want to walk away with a big win, and the Staffords get it. We're live here tonight at Ford Field. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank. Back to you.
So right. All right, Hank, we've got you covered for everything leading up to the big game Sunday night here on Local 4. Hope you'll tune in to our all-in playoff edition special coming up Sunday night at 6:30. We'll get you ready with a special interview, some of the Lions fans that make these games so great. Then be sure you stay with us for the game, of course, and after that, Local 4 News, late edition at 11. If you are just joining us, though, we are tracking very treacherous conditions on the roads for the Friday evening commute. Well, that's really not a commute. That's more of a Friday evening sit-still.
Yeah, you say that again. After the break, what you can see tonight on the roads that could spell even more trouble for drivers. Guys, be safe.